Good morning, YouTube. So with today's video, I'm gonna give you 10 high heat cheapie bangers for 2023. I do have another list like this. It's gonna be in the works, but this video is gonna go out first. And I tried filming with my hat on. It's not in the frame. All right, so let's just get it started at number 10 or at number 1 because it's not in any numerical order, but that's gonna be Perry Ellis Aqua. Now this is actually a really nice scent. It is blue. It does have lavender. It's got lime. It's got sea notes. Coriander, ambergris, but also musk, you know? This does have that salty tinge to it. The lime is it pops, it's bright. You're gonna get that like that sea salty muskiness towards the base. Like it's aquatic from top to bottom, in my opinion, right? But like the base itself, it's kind of like when you're coming out of the ocean and you're just letting the sun dry you off, that sea salty muskiness, that's what this kind of is towards the base. But in like the first 2, maybe 3 hours, it's very refreshing, really nice. And when it is really hot and it's beating down on you, this will definitely add that pep to your step. All of these fragrances here are casual, but most of them can be worn to work. But for me, it's just casual. Longevity, 4 to 5 hours. Fragrance number 2, number 9, whatever. This is probably the longest lasting scent in this list. It's not a designer, but it definitely is a cheapie, and that is going to be ARMAF Club de Nuit Milestone. This is actually the clone or the representation to Creed's Millésime Imperial, which is oh so fantastic, but for the price tag, absolutely no. And it's been reformulated. This lasts longer than the new formulation. I'm not joking. This is gonna last you about like 7 to 8 hours, but it's very much like Creed Millésime Imperial. It does have that aquatic marine sea salty accord, musk, sandalwood, bergamot, red berries, which is kind of different. I don't really per se get like the red berries. Like according to Fragrantica, red berries is in this. But also, according to that website, on when it comes to Millésime Imperial, it's got exotic fruits. So maybe that is the red berries, but sure. And there's also violet in this one here. So it is a little powdery from that violet leaf. It is citrusy, it is a little fruity, but it's very musky and very marine-ish. You know, I love Creed Millésime Imperial. It's like one of my favorites from the brand, and I have the original formulation thanks to Joe Anthony. He gave me a bottle like a long time ago, but oh man, fantastic fragrance. I don't reach for it much just because I don't want to spend that price tag. That's one of also the reasons why I got this, right? But this is very similar to that. It just leaves you feeling good, very casual. It just is so refreshing and relaxing. This is a chill kind of fragrance. Longevity ranges anywhere from 7 to 9 hours. Fragrance number 3, so this stuff is great. AZZARO's Chrome Extreme. Now this does get comparisons to Armani's Acqua di Gio Profondo. So very similar. This is just way more affordable, and for what you're getting, it's great bang for your buck. So this fragrance does have sea notes. It's got mandarin, juniper berries, amber, woods, and I think maybe 1 or 2 other notes. What it pretty much is, it's very blue. You're gonna get that bright, juicy mandarin. You're gonna get the aquatics, the sea notes, that juniper berries, and it's just fantastic. I don't really per se get like an ambery base. Like there is something a little warm in it, and it might be like the combination with the juniper with like the other notes, who really knows, but it just has that salty marine feel, that very laid back, relaxing type of feel. It will add that pep to your step when it's really hot, very casual. Feel good, longevity, 5 to 6 hours. Fragrance number 4, this is definitely the epitome of a cheapie. Burberry Weekend. Now this is just like the name implies, it's a weekend type of fragrance. When you're just trying to relax, you know, and it's a lazy Sunday, unlike today where I'm doing a lot of videos, but you know, I do it for you guys, and it's something that I actually do enjoy. This is work that I enjoy. It's got like different citruses. I think it's got like 4 or 5, but the most prominent one is gonna be that lemon. There is musk, sandalwood, honey, which is weird. You know, I don't really get like a whole lot of honey, but maybe something in the background, a little sweet. It's there's gonna have some ivy to add some greenery to it. And there's also pineapple and melon. I don't per se get a lot of fruity nuance, like there is a little bit, but it's mostly just like citruses, like lemon and grapefruit with some ivy, musk, and some sandalwood. Super laid back, and when it is like just that sun is beating your ass, this is definitely gonna bounce off your skin, all right? And the problem with this one here is that, you know, I do like the fragrance, not when I first smelled it, because it's actually quite synthetic in the opening. It's not a very smooth scent whatsoever, but you know, once it does, you know, start to dry down, it becomes better. I myself do enjoy it now, so you have to give it a fair chance. Longevity, 3 to 5 hours. Fragrance number 5, if you can't make it to a pool or a body of water to just cool down and to get that splash on you, then why don't you try Burberry BRIT Splash. You know, hey, dad jokes, gotta be me guys, gotta be me. But this is very much like the name itself. Very much, you know, kind of like this, you know, weekend, you know, right? It's like a perfect weekend fragrance. But splash. When you think of splash, yes, you do think of cooling down. You think of pool or like a body of water, like an ocean or a lake. But you think of water. This is a very watery fragrance. So it does have watery notes, but it also has melon. The melon in this is a little fruity, but it's very watery, you know, just like cantaloupe, like dew, melon, whatever. Those fruits are very watery. So is this. But there is cyclamen, so like a watery flower. There's rosemary, violet, and musk. The violet itself does add a little bit of a powdery touch. This is super aromatic though, so when the heat is just raining on you, this is just gonna bounce off. The problem with this one here is the performance. It's because it's so light, and this is like really just like an aquatic type of scent. It's only gonna last you 2 to 4 hours, in all honesty, maybe 2 to 3. So just reapply. Like for me, this is just casual. Like, you know, like you're going to run a few errands when it's really hot, you know, and you want something that's going to help you just to manage through the like those first couple hours. Or just like if you're going to like a pool, a barbecue, you're having a few drinks on the patio with your friends or with your spouse. This is that type of scent, all right? And I find it does lean a little bit more youthful, but for an old guy like myself who hasn't really grown up, consider myself a bit of a man-child, I like it, so just look into it. Fragrance number 6, let's go with Hugo Boss, but that's gonna be Hugo Boss Hugo Ice. Now, as you can see, the bottle itself, depending on where it is just like a gray canteen. This is the new bottle, so I wouldn't be surprised if this has been reformulated, all right? But it's still under the Hugo name. Now, when I reviewed this one a couple years ago, I thought that this was a bit of a cash grab, a redundant release from Hugo Boss, but as I started to wear this one, you know, like 4 or 5 years later, I started to enjoy it. It definitely does have that mint, that herbal green mint to add that pep to your step, which is something that you really want in the summertime. Like you want like a really nice minty fragrance when it's hot. There's going to be some juniper as like the backbone, there's some bitter orange, and there's also a little bit of tea to add like a little bit more green to it. So very green, very aromatic, you know, you're going to get that citrus with some juniper berries. When it's hot, when it's really hot, you know, I hate summertime, but I love these types of fragrances. I love my freshies out there, you know. That's the one thing I look forward to when it's like this time of the year. It's just like these freshies, these lighter ones, but also just like the daylight lasts longer outside. It doesn't get dark till like 10 o'clock type of thing. But this will just make you feel oh so good. So longevity back then, I can't remember what I stated, but you're gonna get about 3 to 5 hours at the most with this one here. Fragrance number 7, I don't know if it's me, but I haven't really seen this one a lot in the last couple years. And that's gonna be John Varvatos Artisan. This is actually quite nice. I know the Artisan Blue and the Artisan Pure, I believe it is, are like the most popular ones, but this one here is actually quite nice. Very refreshing, very bright, citrusy. So you are gonna get a really different type of citrus. You know, you're gonna get like clementine and tangerine, which it is not like your typical type of citrus. It's generally like bergamot, lemon, grapefruit, that sort of bit, but like the clementine and the tangerine in this, really nice. There's also orange blossom, some jasmine, which it is there, but it doesn't really make it overly white floral or just floral in general. It kind of balances it out. And there's also that lavender to add a little bit of like a fresh fougere feel with musk. And I'm sure that there's like maybe some sort of woods, whether it's sandalwood, cedar, or whatnot, but very refreshing, very uplifting. If it wasn't for like the tangerine and that clementine, I don't know if I would really like it as much as I do. Like, I do enjoy the majority of the VARVATOS lineup. When it comes to their freshies, I really do. This one just seems different because of those two notes. And I do know that one of the fragrances from this line, and I'm not sure which one, but it does have like either tangerine or clementine. So one of the other fragrances minus this one, of course, you know. But just like the balance of the citruses, the white florals, that lavender, the musk, and of course, it's gotta be some woods. It's just really nice. I think that this is a great work scent to like just a nice patio scent, you know. So longevity is gonna range anywhere from 4 to 6 hours. Fragrance number 8, this, it has to make this type of list, but that's gonna be Hugo Boss Hugo Reversed. This actually, somebody recently left a comment. I'm not sure if it was, I believe it was like a top 10 Hugo Boss video that I did a few years ago, saying that this should have made the video. In all honesty, it should have, but I don't know if I had it back then. If I were to do that video now, which I'm going to, this easily would make the list. This is just like ultra fresh. These are all fresh fragrances. But when it comes to like this list, this is probably like top 3 freshest in this list. Like definitely, you know what, this and probably this are like the freshest ones in this list, including like number 10, but this is just sensational. You're gonna get citruses, so bergamot and grapefruit. There is some herbal tones of like rosemary. There's some vetiver. I feel like there's like some watery notes or even some lavender. Like some lavender just to like freshen it up. Maybe it's I just didn't put it on my notes, but I do get like a lavender sea salty, like a lavender aquatic component. Not exactly sea salty, but like I do get like an aquatic lavender type of feel. Very, very fresh, very aromatic. It's uplifting, casual. This will leave that Vince McMahon strut that you guys have been seeing in some of the GIFs. If you wear this, you're gonna be doing the Vince McMahon impersonation walking down that ramp. It's a fantastic scent. Kind of generic, I'm not gonna lie, but if you like safe fragrances that are very like uplifting and very fresh, laid back, carefree, that's what this is. And longevity is gonna range anywhere from 4 to 5 hours. You might get 6, but generally 4 to 5. Number 5. I believe it's Mr. Jonathan Robinson. So he loves his Cheapie list. So he's mentioned this one quite a bit of times, but that's gonna be Kenneth Cole Blue. This is definitely a blue type of scent. Fantastic, actually. You know, it doesn't get a lot of love. Like when it comes to Kenneth Cole, the brand itself, just doesn't get a lot of love, but this is really nice. So it does have citruses, lavender, sea notes, cedar, but also amber. Ooh, got a little bit in my eye there. I'm having a chai moment here. But like, there is a little depth to it, and I believe it's gonna be that amber core, but you know, citruses, aquatics, marine, sea salty, aromatic, fresh, laid back, you know, you're kinda at the beach. This, for me, would be a fantastic beach party, barbecue, pool party, whatever. That type of scenario, situation, that's what this is. Just will make you feel very good. And this will radiate off your skin. Like every single one of these, and I'm just repeating myself, will bounce off your skin when it's really hot. But this one here, you know, like there's just something about it that like when I wear it, I feel damn good. And this is like ultra cheap. You can get like a tester bottle for like under $20 Canadian. And last but not least, number 10, number 1, whatever you want to call it, Montblanc Legend Spirit. This is just ultra fresh. I ended up reviewing this one with Manny Cascade Scents years ago, back in 2016, and we're actually meeting up at the end of June to do some videos. First time in like 5 years, so definitely stay tuned for those ones there, guys. But this one here is just very fresh, very aromatic, citrusy, marine. and definitely musky. That muskiness is like a clean white sort of musk, right? It's not an offensive BO type of musk. That musk just radiates off your skin, makes you feel great. It's casual, you know, and there's also like a little bit of a sweetness to it. Now, I don't know if that's like a different note that's not listed, but there is a little bit of a sweetness in the background. I really do like this one, and that sweetness might be from the citruses, I'm not sure, but definitely the epitome of a Cheapie Montblanc. This ranges anywhere from like 18 to 30 bucks. And guys, that is 10 high heat Cheapie bangers for 2023. Again, I do have another one like this in the works. It might not be so much cheapy. It might be like a mixture of both cheap, regular, and maybe a few niche. We'll have to see. But if you want to see previous high heat bangers that I've done from like last year, and like those videos might intertwine with this one here, check out this side here. And if you like this very video, leave me one of these, please. It does help with the channel and the algorithms. And any reviews that I've done on these fragrances, I have done most of them, minus this one. They will all be down in the description box below. Thank you for your time, take care, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.